Welcome to my 2025 shop tour, and boy did I make a huge mistake. Last year I built this new shop and moved everything in. In 1 year I have managed to stuff enough junk into this shop I can hardly walk around. This is the worst it's been, but I do have a plan. Well, my shop tour really has to start in the existing garage. I have so much stuff, my 40-watt laser is in boxes and only comes out when I need it. I love this thing. I've done a lot of projects with it, but it takes up half my assembly table. I also have my wood storage and my limited metal storage outside my shop. I have wood storage above. I have this cart, which is my 3rd generation cart, and I think this is going to stand the test of time. I have desperately got to clean this stuff out. I got too many scraps here. Then I have a limited set of metal storage here, which has served me well. Now, let me get behind the camera and take you inside the shop. Now, let me first give you kind of a 360 of the entire shop. It's 183 square feet. That's a little bit smaller than a one-car garage. So it's pretty tight in here, and you could say, what in the heck was I thinking? Now, coming in the shop off to the right here, this is my assembly and outfeed table, and this has taken a lot of new forms. I'm starting to rebuild this, as you can see down below, and this will be a completely different table from what I had in the other garage. And on the top here, I'm working on building a couple of chairs. I'm just about ready to put these things together. I've got a little bit more work to do. This was the hardest part, bending this wood. I actually did a video on that. And then the rest of it, you can see the dowels, and I'll show you how I made these, and then some of the pieces that go together to make the chair. Now, the nice thing about this table when I originally built it is this frame right here is very consistent. That will never change, very solid. I've got a replaceable top on here if I want to do that. And then underneath, all of this stuff underneath, I can rebuild over time. And I've made a little opening right here, and I'm going to end up putting my DeWalt dust extractor in that opening. And then above that, I've got a drawer for all my sanding materials. And I haven't put any faces on this yet, but I will do that. And then I built a series of drawers underneath here just to put stuff. And in each one of these, I kind of put slots on both sides, as you can see. And I'm going to use that to build out dividers for the drawers. I think that'll work out pretty good. I've also installed a outlet down here, a strip that I can use in the center of my outfeed and assembly table. That way I can plug stuff in easily. And then right here, I put a series of clamp racks in place. And I want to have access to these right at the table. I realized that it's nice to have them just right there. And yeah, these are these are Harbor Freight clamps. They work pretty good. They're not that great, but I do have some nicer ones here. These are Bessie's. They work really well. Those are 4-inch clamps that I bought on Craigslist. And it's kind of an odd shape down here. Building a box down here for my air compressor. And it will allow me to keep that quiet, but also have air at the bench anytime I want. And obviously I've got a vise right here and a little box that I can take on and off to put stuff in. I notice that I leave a lot of small tools on this table, and so I can put those right here and keep the table clear. And then on the end here, I'm going to build this out to be a router table. I'm going to build the router table right in here. And I found this SL router lift from Rockler. It's brand new. I got it from a guy, paid half price for it, and I'm going to build that into the top. And I've got a box here, but that's the old box. I don't really like it. I'm going to rebuild that into a new box that'll go underneath. And then on the sides, I'm going to have some drawers that come out for bits. Now, it gets a little crowded over here. My chair kind of floats around the entire place, but this is a new item from last year. It's a 3-year-old Super Max 1632 drum sander. Probably looks a little older than it is because it's got a lot of paint spackles on it, but it works great. I've been very happy with it, and I hope to have a permanent home for that right here, which means these clamps right here I've got to move, and those are actually going to go up here where the drills are. I've got my clamp rack here, some great clamps that I bought used online from a couple of guys, and that rack has worked well for me. It's in a good spot, and I plan on keeping it there. And then I move over to this where I have all my drills and my nail gun, and I'm going to rebuild that and probably put it up here or maybe down here inside this if I have some room. We'll see what happens. Now, this is my miter saw table. I built this last year. This has worked out really well for me. I've got my DeWalt 735 planer down here, my Craftsman 10-inch miter saw, and then below that cabinet space and cabinet space over here. And again, been very happy with this design. You can see I got a lot of stuff sitting out here, and I need shelf space to put things, so that's good. I'm using this to kind of build out these table or chairs that I'm working on. And then I've got some jigs here, and these jigs will eventually go down underneath inside this cabinet on the back side. And in all of these cabinets down here, I have some of the smaller power tools that I like to use. And then I built this drawer system. I've got 2 drawers for all my hardware, and I really like this. It's a great video that I did about a year ago. You can see I've got visual access to just about everything I want. And let me see if I can get this other one open with one hand here. This is kind of unusual kind of stuff, but I do use this as well. Been a great addition for me. The only thing is, if you saw this video, I bought some cheap slides, very unhappy with it, and I just want to replace those and haven't had a chance to do that. And if you move over here, here's my drill press cart. Been very happy with this. I did an upgrade about 6 months ago, and it's worked out really well. I've got a table down here. I've got a place to put things here, wings that come out. This has been a really good drill press for me, and I'm very happy to have that. That is my Grizzly dust collector, and this has been great for me. Had a little problem with the remote, but I got that fixed, and I don't like this bag. I think I complained about this last year. This blue drum to really capture all the dust. I just haven't had a chance to build that out yet, but I'm going to build it out right here. I did a video short on whether I should have a 2-stage dust collector or a 1-stage, and got very little feedback on that. So here's your opportunity. Should I have a 2-stage dust collector or a single stage? I just don't know if the power loss with a 2-stage is really worth it. Let me know what you think. And then back in this corner here, I've got a couple of tools. This sander back here is new from what I had last year. I've been really wanting this. I got rid of sold it, my rigid oscillating sander, and bought this Laguna 689 sander. This thing has been great, but I'm a little crowded here, and I bought this device and built this table for it, which I love. And this makes dowels, just like the ones that I showed you over here before, but it makes dowels it's not a lathe. It used a router to do that, and it's worked really well for me. So I got a feeling this is going to have to go out in the garage because the 183 square feet is just not enough. And next to that is my bandsaw. Love this bandsaw. It's a Grizzly Extreme Series bandsaw. It's worked really well for me. Got a 3/4 inch blade on here. I've used that for just about everything, and I'm very happy with that. And above that is a fan to keep me cool in the summer. And over here is a heater to keep me warm in the winter. And then on this wall, I've got these were decorative cubbies that were built into the garage. And I just built out this wall to hold tools. So you can see I've got all my tools on this wall, and I can move these around, which is really kind of nice. And of course, there's the first aid kit, but inside the first aid kit is just really all of my stains and glues, and it works out really good. In the top there, I do have some Band-Aids and the first aid kit if I need it. Now, in addition to that, I've got, I use this as my joiner because I sold my joiner last year, which was in this place where I now have the sander, and I use that joiner piece with my table saw. And I also built out this taper sled. This has been really nice for me. And at the heart of my shop is my table saw. This is a Harvey 1 3/4 horsepower saw. This thing has been great for me. I've really enjoyed this. And of course, it is in the center of the shop, but you could argue maybe it's at one side because the shop isn't that big. That compressor is going to end up moving. Under the table saw, I have the usual cabinet that most people have where I've built out a number of different things, and it's not very organized, but it works. And last but not least, I've just got this device right here, this Life Basis. This is a particle count monitor. This thing's great, and I'm doing a whole video on this because I've learned a lot by having this to make my shop cleaner and safer. I think you're going to want to watch that. That should come out pretty soon. That's the end of the shop tour of the 183 square feet plus a little bit in the other garage. Will I finish all these projects and fit into this space, or will I explode into the next garage with a lot more tools? I don't even know the answer to that. I hope you liked what you saw today. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. And if you like what you saw in this video, please hit like and leave me some comments about small shop organization. I'd love to hear them, and I'd love to respond. This is Dave with Level Up Woodworking, and I'll see you next time.